Test, 1, 2, 3. Alright. My name is Nurabetul Adawiyah binti Muhammad Ramli. I work for the Beluga Institute, an organization dedicated to academic research into the paranormal. The head of the institute, Mr. Elijah Blank, has employed me to replace the previous archivist, Gloria Woodlock, who has recently passed away. I have been working as a researcher at the institute for 2 years now, and am very familiar with most of our more significant projects. Most reach dead ends, of course, predictably enough, as incidents of the supernatural, such as they are, tend to resist easy conclusions. As I always emphasize, there are very few genuine cases when an investigation has gone as far as it can. It is transferred to the archives. Now, the institute was founded in 1720, which means that the archive contains almost 300 years of case files at this point. Combine that with the fact that most of the institute prefers the ivory tower of pure academia. Well, that isn't necessarily a problem. Modern filing and indexing systems are a real wonder, and all it would need is a decent archivist to keep it in order. Gloria Woodlock was apparently not the archivist. From where I'm sitting, I can see thousands of files, many spread loosely around the place, others crushed into unmarked boxes. A few have dates or helpful labels, such as 52-02M/R. It is going to take me a long time to organize this mess. Alright then, before I prolong this video any longer with my introduction, let us begin with the first case.
On July 2nd, 1951, Mary Reeser was found dead in her apartment. After an investigation, police concluded that her death was caused by falling asleep while smoking. While that conclusion may seem plausible, there were some bizarre factors about her death that led to other theories. The night of her death, Mary's son, Dr. Richard Reeser, visited her. She told him that she had taken 2 Seconal tablets and was planning on taking 2 more before bed. Later that night, she fell asleep and died in a mysterious house fire. The next morning, Mary's landlord reported smelling smoke in the hallway at 5 a.m. It wasn't until 8 a.m. that she discovered soot in the hallway that led to Mary's apartment. When Reeser's landlord went to touch a door handle, she reported that it was too hot and asked nearby house painters to help her open it. When they finally got the door open, they discovered the cremated remains of Reeser's body. Mary's skull had shrunk to the size of a cup. Parts of her spine were also found, and her left foot, still in its black slipper, was also found, unburned. There are a few factors that makes this case bizarre. According to a cremation expert, Reeser's body would have had to burn at 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit for up to 4 hours, and there would have been house damage. However, Reeser's surrounding area were unaffected by the fire. Another bizarre fact was that Reeser's skull had shrunk. Dr. Krogman, a professor of physical anthropology, stated that when someone dies in a fire, normally the skull becomes swollen or explodes. And when the FBI sent over a few pieces of evidence to a laboratory for chemical analysis, there were no traces of combustibles but melted fat in the rug. Before we get into various cases of people dying from human combustion, here are 3 theories on what can cause it. The first one is when internal fluids turn into gas. Melted fat burn the organs and bones. The second one involves biologist Brian J. Fort, who stated in New Scientist magazine, things like change of diet and diabetes can create cells to be vulnerable, causing them to ignite. And lastly, some people believe that human combustion can occur from things like static electricity, bacteria, and stress. There are roughly 200 cases where people have reportedly died from human combustion in the last 3 centuries. But despite various theories of Mary Reese's tragic death, it will remain unsolved. Statement ends.
It's actually very peculiar to think that melted fat was found in the rug, which correlates with the first theory of human combustion. Anyways, the investigation at the time and the follow-up we have done over the last couple of days have found no evidence to corroborate the validity of the theories presented. I was initially inclined to refile this statement in the discredited section of the archive, a new category I have created that will, I suspect, be housing the majority of these files. Alas, an unsolved case will remain unsolved. Well, for now that is. End recording.